we ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is Growing Up Again, a podcast where we navigate the pains and joys of adulthood through the eyes of guests from different generations.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Growing Up Again. Join us as we discuss our personal journeys through life by opening up about the wins, the losses, and the pivotal moments. I'm your host Nicole, and today I am joined by
Kevin.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking mostly about our younger selves and as well by basically reminiscing about what it was like, for Kevin to be in his 20s, because I'm still in my 20s, and reflecting on the conversations we've had on this show. So, yeah. But before we start, we would like to start with something I think you're familiar with.
The bugs.
Yeah. So, in our previous episode, our guest wrote down piece of advice that you're gonna read out and see if you think this is good advice or not.
Okay.
So she was writing it to us, the younger people.
Yeah.
So you can take one and read it.
Okay. Don't waste another moment of your life with someone who makes you feel like you're not living up to full potential. So what do I have?
Do you agree with the advice? Do you think it makes sense? I'll tell you what I think.
Yes, tell me.
Okay. I like the advice. I think for a lot of times we tend to end up with be it relationships, friendships, or even family members, we tend to just stick with it because we're oh, this is what we're gonna get. But sometimes I feel like you waste your time trying to build something that's not even gonna happen. So I agree on not wasting time with people. As soon as you see the red flags, cut people off.
Well, then I should go now. Well, no, yeah, okay, well, what is full potential? Should you always be surrounded by people that bring out your full potential? I don't know, I don't think that's even possible. I think some friends you have for other reasons than constantly be reminded of your full potential. Not that I want to be surrounded with people that downgrade me, but
Okay.
also
Yeah.
great.
So, in our previous episode, the guest wrote down a question that she would like someone who's younger to answer. So
Okay.
we thought maybe you would like to answer that question.
Yes. What decision do you think had a significant impact on your overall well-being and happiness?
So,
In my 20s?
yeah.
Oh, studying?
That really...
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. My study time was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing actually, and it opened a lot of doors, and my masters, etc. as well. I think if I wouldn't have done that, I mean, I would probably maybe also be happy now, but in a different form.
True. I mean, I've only been, in my 20s for 2 years, but I also think,
So cute.
Oh,
I
I did 22?
Oh, no.
Not even yet.
Oh,
2021, isn't that 2 years?
oh my God, you look 30.
Ah!
You want my purse? She told me I look old.
Oh my god, I didn't say you look old. I just said that's an old person's, thing. But anyways, as someone who has been in their 20s for recently entered their 20s, I think that also moving abroad and starting school has played a significant impact in my well-being, both good and bad. So I don't know, maybe it'll change when I go through the other years, and yeah. So find me again 10 years from now and I'll give you an answer. Okay, moving swiftly along. If you could go back to your 20s, which year would it be and why?
It can be so many things. Like just something oh,
You don't have to choose one. Yeah, if you have multiple.
Okay, then I think I would want to go back to when I was 24. Then I bought my film projector. So that really was an amazing experience. Yep.
Okay, that's nice.
So sarcastic.
No, it is. I think it's very cute because you have spoken about your love for film. So
Yes, right?
yeah, I know you very well. Anyway, if when you were in your 20s, where did you think you would be in 10 years' time? Like, did you see yourself?
No.
Okay. What changed?
Good questions. So when I was somewhere in my 20s or a specific age?
No, like when you're in your 20s, do you think, oh, in 10 years' time, I'm gonna, I don't know, a teacher?
No. When I graduated from acting school, I always thought that I would still be an actor. And, you know, working actor, that's the difference. Because I think you are an actor as long as you know, studied it or, you know, you have to water the plant, so to say. But no, I wouldn't see myself teaching. No, that wasn't my dream back then. In my early 20s. Later on, maybe. Still not per se.
And did you accomplish some of the things that you wanted for yourself in your 20s? Or the ones that you think you could have accomplished by the time you were in your 30s?
I think that has mostly to do with characteristics or like personality traits or how you look at yourself. So yeah, in that sense, of course, it's really hard to remember actually what I wanted.
Kevin, was it not like 10 years back?
Yeah, no, not even, but it's just I mean, I think just I wanted to be happy in my job. I always love to work. I love working. So it's important for me that I do something that I am proud of. My dad was always not specifically liking his job. So he came home and he was always like, you know, he didn't got a smile on his face from his work. It was just to earn the money to, you know, maintain the family. And I always knew like, that's not what I want. So I wanted to have a job that would also be my passion. So, well, did I accomplish that? Yeah.
I think if you feel like you did.
I think so. I mean, yeah. I obviously there are ups and downs, but my freelance work specifically also is just something that I am really passionate about. And my teaching role most of the time.
I think say something nice. This is gonna be
matters.
You can just say, you know, you can say most of the time, but
yeah, students.
No, my teaching. Okay,
yeah,
most of the time, my teaching job or working in education is really fun, and as long as I can teach and work with my students from my passion and my expertise, I really come home with it.
What changed in terms of?
Oh, sorry, did I understand?
Your ambitions in your 20s, and then how it expectations versus.
Okay, maybe I can mention that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, in my 20s, I was, well, still am, I guess, because I'm really ambitious and passionate about what I do. And as long as that is not possible in my work, I think I would have the same outcome as my dad always has. Like, yeah, I feel it's really important to do what fits my passions and ambitions. And it's not always 100% guaranteed that you're always happy with your job. That's just not possible. I mean, there's always ups and downs. But generally, I think I'm really proud of where I ended up now with my freelance work and my teaching position. Because, yeah, I mean, it's a privilege to go to work and enjoy your work.
That's really nice. Yeah. And then in terms of pressure, because I remember one thing that we talked about in our first episode, which was like the panic years. We always talked about like certain pressure we feel from be it society, but most importantly, or mainly our family. Like, did you ever feel pressure from your parents in terms of like future, like you had to get a job?
No.
Good for you.
No, my parents are no. I
Good for
was
your
raised
parents.
in a lot of freedom. Always. No, I love my parents and I've always loved them. They're amazing. And they never pressured me. They gave me all the freedom. Also, when I went to acting school, I cannot even remember whether they said maybe should you do that, Kevin? Shouldn't you like you hear often people that do like art and acting and whatever. They're like get a solid job with a guarantee that you have work in the future, and they never did that. No, they always supported me in every single way. They always came to to see the performances we did, graduation performance that we toured with even. They always visited me to see and support. No, they are always really proud. Although it's really far from their understanding, like not their world, so to say. But they always were curious and they always supported me in who I am, I guess. Yeah, no, so never pressured me. No, they were really proud as well. When I started another study again and I graduated, I remember that I had my diploma here. They were here and they were so proud. That's something I would never forget. Oh, maybe a day in my 20s that I would want to go back to. Yeah.
But how would you like maybe advise someone on how to deal with that pressure? Because sometimes maybe it's like unspoken, like you say, because usually if you're doing something that's more artsy, and let's say you come from a family of like scientists and doctors and so how do you think people can deal with that pressure? Like,
well, I think very often people want to have children because they want to see them do better than they did, or they want them to see some, you know,
like live through this.
solve something that they failed in. So that's really often the case, and I think that's really, really unhealthy to raise your children or your child with that thought. And now what I would like to say to those people is like at one point you have to detach yourself from your parents. It's a really difficult process that we all go through. I remember that very well as well when I left my parents' house place to live on my own in a different city 2 hours further. It's a healthy process. It gets a different meaning, the relationship with your parents. So yeah, they can always give you advice, and I hope that will be something that you like. But you shouldn't listen to that per se. You should follow your own passion and ambition. Also, if that's something that your parents don't like. That's still the part for me. Like I do talk a lot with my parents, especially my mom. I guess.
That conversation
Also my dad. Important decisions.
Even though I'm
always take
far
their
away, I still feel like
opinions in consideration, or
my
I listen to
parents
their
still
advice.
have like an input in some of the
that's-
choices
I
I
do.
make.
Yeah.
So how did you like
always been doing
distinguish that, or how did you say
But
okay?
It gets a different meaning. Like when you go out of the house, and you leave. I think my first half year was really intense. I would say, learning how to cook for yourself, do your laundry, and I don't know, make new friends. How do I see the world? Because before that, you always see the world through kind of the eyes of your parents, because they raise you with their ideology and their ideas and all of a sudden you can form your own, and that's really scary. I experienced that as really scary and also really awesome. And I judged myself a lot in the first, I think, year or two, maybe even, when I left and I lived on myself. So I was always still like, oh my god, that's so weird. Oh, would you look at how that person is dressed? I was like, why am I so judgy about other people? I really got aware of that. It's like, yeah, that's really where I come from. Not that my parents are judgmental, but it's a different area where I came from in the East, in a small village. They have a different view on the world than they have in the big city. I really had to adjust to that. That was scary. Yeah.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, but it's hard because he said that he didn't have that issue with his parents. So I think it's mostly like what you would think you would do.
If?
Yeah, just because we came up with that question because we were talking about how we live abroad and we're super independent here and everything, but we still feel like our parents feel like they have a say in everything that we do. So like what we spend our money on, or like how we
Really?
dress, or what we do. Yeah. well,
Well, not all of
mostly
us.
me.
Yeah.
And I'm even 27, so like, when does it stop?
Okay.
So, yeah, what you said about like at some point you have to detach from your parents, I agree fully, and I tried, and I think I succeeded already, kinda. But sometimes I think maybe my mom is just very specific. She's always like, "Why did you do that? Why you should do that? You should do that." And we're like best friends, but it's like she always feels like she has to guide me, and I just want to be on my own and like inform her. Oh yeah, by the way, I did something, without feeling like, oh, she's gonna have something to say
You
about
say
that.
your mom is your best friend, and she's always trying to guide you. What would you say to your best friend who's trying to do that? I would say the same to my mom. Like, I mean, if you have that relationship with your mom, you can just say like, "Hey, this is pressuring me a bit too much," or I feel like I need to decide this for myself, or and if it's a bad decision, then I have to find it out by myself. Otherwise, how would you learn? I think that's what I would do. But I really don't like being dependent on someone. That's really something I learned through the hard way, I guess. And I never want to do that again anymore. I have my own freedom. I make my own decision. If you don't like it, it's not my problem.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I
With
don't
respect,
hurt other people,
yeah.
obviously it's about more decisions I made that have an influence on me.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, I mean, my mom still also sometimes says like, "Oh, should you do that, Kevin?" And I'm like, "Why not?" And she's like, "Yeah, but and I'm like, "Yeah, but mom, that's you. I mean,
That's what I'm saying also.
yeah.
That's your opinion.
I mean, yeah, she can have that opinion, or, but she does that. She's doing that less now, but she did that for a long time still. Like, I don't know. Always, I don't know. When I go somewhere, she's always worried. Still, so if she knows I'm going away for a few days to Berlin or something, and there's a demonstration in Berlin, or for some, she will be like, "Are you okay? Are you careful?" And I'm like, she doesn't really see. She hasn't seen the world, right? So for her, the world is a big ass scary place that she always tries to protect me from.
Yeah.
And she will always do that as a parent. But it got less, but she still does that, and I think it's kind of cute. Whether I listen to it is a second.
But I think the protection thing also makes sense because you're the only child. So like
Yeah.
you're
Oh, that's
the
really
only
different.
baby.
Yeah,
So I
my
think
brother paved the
maybe-
way.
Yeah, so I think that's why sometimes it's probably like that. Because I was thinking, why don't my parents do it? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm like their first child, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm the trial basically.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not, I'm the guinea pig. So how they like parent me is they're doing it for the first time. So it's never always ideal.
Yeah.
Whereas probably with my brother, it's probably more
Yeah.
hands-on or probably different. And then with you, there's no plan B. It's either
Yeah.
like it's working or they have to kind of,
Yeah, but that also really depends, I guess, because I have an older brother and a younger brother, but they have never been taking, I don't know if that sounds right, but taking as much risk in life than I did. They never left the village. They want to grow up there. They want to die there. They want to, they're really different in that sense. I left. I mean, I was like, like in elementary school. Is that the right word for?
like primary school.
Yeah, like already in elementary school and other studies that I tried. I was not showing up for classes, and I secretly took the train to Amsterdam to be an extra in a film or in a series, and I didn't tell my parents. And I was always taking risks and being a little rebel, so to say. And my brother, I mean, in different ways, but so my mom was never worried about the things that she worries about with me, with my brother, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So they never left. So I left to another city, 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away-ish, to The Hague. I did all sorts of different stuff. I traveled more. So my mom was always more worried about other stuff that she haven't been experiencing with my older brother. So then again, it feels a bit like you're the only child, but the only child in doing other stuff.
Yeah.
That she's extra worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you think of it, I think of it, that is really the case.
We're gonna pause the cameras and continue.
Okay. As you're getting older, do you is there something that you think you would have wanted to hear when you were younger, when you had doubts and fears? Like, are there any words of encouragement that you would have been like, I wish I heard this when I was in my 20s?
Yes. Yeah, I have been thinking about that question actually. Yeah, but depends from who I would have heard that, I guess. Mm, yeah, I think I would have. It's different. Like if I would say to myself, my younger self, then I would say like it's all gonna be fine, you know, and have trust and trust yourself and know that you're worth it. And that is something I would have really needed in my 20s. I think I was quite insecure about a lot of stuff. Yeah.
And if it was coming from someone else, what would you, I don't know, maybe your
Yeah,
parents or
I
your
I
brothers?
think no. I think I would have wanted to hear that then maybe from my best friends. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Although I don't know if I would have believed that then, but that's maybe a bit too realistic or something, because that was the whole problem. I didn't really, I don't know, I really didn't believe a lot of stuff they told me about myself. Like,
Yeah.
so that would be different. I think, I mean, the stuff that I have been through since then was heavy, but I think also necessary to come finally to the conclusion or the belief that I can think about like that now about myself. Oh, this is so complicated explanation, right?
No, but I get it. Like sometimes, even when I'm always thinking about, oh, what would I tell like my younger self? It's like, yeah, but like like what you say, like believing is very hard because it's like, how do you know you're like obviously the way you view life now is only because you've gone through those things and not
Yeah.
because like someone was telling you about it. So it's always tricky, I think.
I think I would have warned myself for what is coming and that I shouldn't be afraid of that. Because I experienced a lot, the stuff that I have been through that I was like, fucking hell, life is really not easy. And it was really difficult and sad and yeah, sometimes I really didn't know what was happening to me actually. And if I would have known that in the end would lead to something good, then it would have been a bit easier.
Yeah, true.
But that's not how the world works. I guess
Yeah.
that's getting older.
Which is so sad. Like growing up, adulthood is a scam. Don't do it. Like I wish I could not do it, but
Oh, I do.
then
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
think the last 2-3 years were really like also really like an experience of geez, finally, you know. I'm now at a point with myself that I would have wanted to be earlier. So yeah, don't waste time. Be an adult.
wow.
Grow up.
The quote of the day. Don't
And
waste
that's-
time being an adult.
Literally. And
I
then
mean,
they're,
still,
like, trying to run
and then
it.
still do all the stuff you did before. I mean, I still do the stuff that I did in my 20s. I'm still as much as passionate as I was. I still have the same dreams. I'm not an entirely different person. I'm just, there's a lot more stuff in my backpack, so to say, which makes me look at things now a bit different and in maybe different contexts. It enriches me, so to say. But you know, I still get drunk in the club and do stuff. And you know, that's not any different. So I don't just think you should be afraid of adulthood if you keep having fun in life and also not be afraid of fucking it up, I guess. And I mean, I have a lot of friends that that are examples of people, sorry, some of them, that I understand that if you look at them that you would be afraid of getting older. But that's still what I have now, because that's a certain mindset. If you get in a relationship and you get all stuck up in there and you don't go out anymore, you don't see your friends that often anymore because your relationship is the holy fucking grail, then that says something about your personality, not so much about growing up. So in that sense, I do get what you mean, but don't be afraid. It's all up to yourself and what you decide. As long as you enjoy life still and, you know, do cool stuff. That doesn't change when you get older. Unless you live in a cliche of, I don't know, getting older.
Very true. I really like that though, because I think I've always thought like advice like you're only in your 20s once was very like unsettling
Yeah.
and like deprived people from like fully living as they get older. So I think I really like what you said about like, yeah, even though
Yeah.
like you're not in your 20s, you can still do like fun stuff. Like
Yes.
your life doesn't stop
No.
after after your 20s. So I think that's really something that
Yeah.
we as people in our 20s need to just keep in mind, because I was like, I always used to think, okay, after 20 then what happens, but then I'm like, you're still living, you can still do all the things that, you know, hopefully my body will still allow me to do at that age, but not because of age actually, unless like I broke something, but I think I'll still be able to do most of the things I'm doing in my 20s.
Yes.
Which is not much.
But also, I think a lot of I feel more fit than I did in my 20s, so to say, sports-wise. And also, a lot of things are just the same. I mean, I haven't been changing a lot. It's just a few things. Also, like not so much as a people's pleaser anymore. I mean, going through some stuff that adds to your enrichment of your personality or whatever, you become stronger and etc. But a lot of things are also still the same. There's not so many big changes in who I am as a person compared to my 20s and now. No.
So yeah, guys, there's life after your 20s. You know, don't think of your 30s as like a stopping point for having fun. So.
Oh, definitely not. Also, because you have more money. I mean, that's absolutely true. I have more money. If I feel like, yes, I want to party in Berlin this weekend, I'm gonna call my best friend. We take the car and we go party in Berlin. Like, that is something that I can do now. I don't have to worry all the time about obviously, I'm not rich, but you have to less worry about money than you did in your study time, and you know, calling your mom, I ran out of money and I can't buy food. Happened to me in my study time. That's not happening anymore. And you know, you can have a little bit more freedom to do awesome stuff, travel more, party more, more different, party better. Absolutely. So yeah, it's getting better in your 30s, I think.
So from all of this, do you ever think like, does the panicking ever stop? Because I feel like right now I'm panicking about certain things that like, obviously there's like, oh, I have to be this, I have to graduate, obviously, hopefully graduate at this time so that I can further on my life and be able to get a job that I'll like. But then when I reach my 30s, do you think I'm going to be like, okay, I've done it, I'm calm, or like I'm just going to keep on panicking about more things that I think I have to like hit a target for?
Why did you panic in the first place?
Because of, I don't know, just jumping into adulthood, I feel like there's always a lot that people expect from you and also from yourself. So obviously it's like, oh, don't listen to other people, but it's like you see there's always a trend, you know, when you grow up, you go to school, high school, uni, work, career, things. So
I think that differs per person, but I care less about stuff that's irrelevant. So I care less about what other people think for me. I care less if I feel like being alone for a whole week. I love it instead of worrying about it. So I care less, I would say, but I don't think that has to do with age. I think that's also a development I personally went through. It depends if you're a stressful person. It sounds to me that you're quite a stressful person.
Let's not put names on it.
Ah! You're a stressful person with a lot of red flags. But
Thank you.
no worries. No, but I think if you're stressing, I mean, I stressed out a lot during my studies, but that's more about, you know, deadlines. Didn't know how to fucking do statistics. And you guys don't have to do that anymore on the level that we had. That changed as well. Only over a few years, right? It's only, 4 years ago that I did that. It's terrible. That was something I stressed about, yes. But things in life, no. I think if you're a stressful person, you always stress.
Noted. Thank you.
Right? No, but don't you think that's true?
I think it's
true. I
true.
mean, there's also always worries about your future. I worry about, oh my God, in 10 years I'm there and there. Or, geez, how will I look like? Getting older is scary in that sense. But you can't stop time, it's nature. So why would you be afraid of it? Enjoy, sit back and enjoy the ride. That's what my friend always tells me.
The ride is too bumpy. The road has potholes.
She has a feeling for drama, does she?
I'm not dramatic, I'm just being honest, you know?
You're a very dramatic
If it
person.
was a smooth sailing, I would be like, yes. But then half the times it's like, shit.
Well, what did you expect? That's life, right?
I know, but like, you know, when you're younger, being an adult looks so cool. Then you need to, then when you're an adult, you have like finances you need to think about. You need to actually think about your like well-being. Like, even though I'm an adult, even though I'm grown, I still need adult help. So it's very hard.
Really? About
Yes,
what?
I
Tell
still
me.
need my mom to be like, what is this? There's certain things I have to do that I don't know how to do. I don't know. Do you guys have anything? I'm trying to think. What do I have to do with that? I'm like, ugh.
But why is it?
Like paying rent. I know how to do it. I know it's online, but the fact that I just have to be the one thinking, oh yeah, don't forget on the 30th, you need to, just transfer the money to this. It's still a lot for me. Like, it seems very small, but it's just taxing things.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
I have-
Taxes for sure.
Yeah, taxes.
Oh, but that is
So what's the thing? I'm like,
But if you're living in the Netherlands, taxes will always be scary. I ignore the blue envelopes. I throw them out. I'll be like, okay, you know what? Not today. And I put them underneath my drop-off box, like where I put, like when I come in my house, I put my keys and everything there. And I put it underneath there. And after 2 days, I forgot that I put them there. Then I get a fine because I didn't do what I should have done if I would have read the letter.
yeah.
That is still something I have very much fear of. Yes, but I don't think that changes with age. It's just the Dutch system.
Okay.
And no, I didn't vote Geert Wilders.
We're not gonna put that. We don't get cancelled.
I said no, I didn't.
Oh!
I did
yes.
not
Okay.
vote Geert Wilders.
Okay.
But he wants to change the whole tax system, which is a good thing. But I didn't vote for it. Why do I say this? Anyway.
Don't worry, we can talk about
We can change too much, Jenny.
if we change.
We can't change it in the middle.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
But my friends laugh. They laugh at me for this, right? And I know that a lot of people have this. So I'm not sure if it's age and if it would change over age, or is it just a personal thingy?
To be able to be not good, but like to become someone. Like, I know I am Nicole and something, like, yeah. But I think just to be able to manage and survive in this world, be it financially or mentally, I think it's very difficult. And the stress, I think, also comes from, or for me personally, being like, from being, what? Words. Okay, the stress also comes from being like an immigrant and knowing that, like, there are a lot more opportunities out there, but I have to like make sure I do it in a certain standard,
Yeah.
or else if it doesn't work out, I
Yeah.
go home.
But I think you should also accept, because that is sometimes what I did realize more and more getting older, and I had it in my 20s already, but it's getting worse. But at the same time, the acceptance of it is also getting bigger. But I always am so afraid of like the realization that life is bloody short. It is short, and you cannot do everything you want in one life. At least that's what I experience. Because I have so many dreams and ambitions. And you have to just accept that they will not all be possible in this short life. Because otherwise you wouldn't enjoy your life. If you're constantly focused on this, and I can get better, and the grass is greener over there, and then life isn't fun anymore. So sometimes it's also really valuable to sit still or look at what you have, be really proud of what you achieved, and enjoy that. And next to that, have a lot of fun with your loved ones and enjoy what you have. And yeah, that is something, and I still learn that because I hate it when I come home or when I go to bed and I didn't feel productive for that day. But it's so weird. Not every day can be productive. But if you program yourself to only be happy if you were productive, then you forget to live.
Yeah.
So that is something I really recognized lately. Yeah. I would have loved to, the last 2 years, I would have loved to work more on my own projects, to realize some of more projects I have in my head. I couldn't, simply don't have the time for that in a week. And you can fight against it or you can accept it. And that's a challenge, will always be a challenge for me, I guess. Yeah. That doesn't change if you get older. But the acceptance of it does get better.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for coming.
Yes.
Your stories and laughter and insights have been very incredible.
I also want to thank Angela for being here.
Oh yeah, thank
for
you,
30
Angela,
seconds.
for the few moments that you were here. Since we're in the giving period, we would like to give you a little gift.
No, that's cute.
Okay.
Oh my god, no, really?
Yeah.
But open the
What do I do?
You can open
open the
little
letter first.
letter.
That is so cool. I see a red flag.
No.
Should I? Wait. Okay.
But show it to the camera.
Okay. Okay, I'll take it off.
Yeah, take it off.
What do you want me to take off?
The paper.
Oh, okay.
Kevin. Only the paper.
Okay.
And hold it the right way.
Oh.
Oh! So, this is my red flag?
This is you.
Yeah.
This is me.
You're not a red flag as a person, but because we had a conversation and we were talking about red flags, we thought this would be cute.
That's cute.
Yeah.
But there's an actual gift inside, so it's not only the paper.
Like all red flags.
So those are vegan cookies.
Are you vegan?
You really did that?
Yes.
Oh, that is super cute. Thank you so much. I'm gonna eat the hell out of them and then go to the gym.
Okay. Now I need to do a long thank you for this last episode, so bear with me.
He's already eating.
Oh.
Nice. Did you bake them yourself?
No.
But we bought them ourselves.
Yeah.
So
And I kept looking, and I was like to the guy, I know it has the V, but like, are you sure? Because I was like, wanting to.
Thank you so much. I love it.
No problem.
That's cute.
That concludes our journey through the chaos of growing up. Thank you all for watching and coming along this journey with us. I hope that some of the experiences that we have shared have resonated with you and left you with a deeper appreciation of your 20s. So until next time, stay curious, keep shining, and keep growing. Bye!